Right then, hello everybody. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video. And as you know, Friday night isn't onion night. Not tonight, and probably not for the next 3 or 4 weeks, because there's other challenges going on, and the people that run them were very supportive of me. So I thought I'll take some time to promote the other challenges that are going on over the next few weeks. And tonight we're going to focus on carrots, because Jimmy, plot 41B, he's doing the heaviest carrot challenge. And in a minute, because back, I think it was sort of September time, I did a little experiment planting some carrots in a sandbox. Well, it's a satin dustbin. So in a minute, we're going to pull them, big carrot reveal, and see how they got on. How they got on, yes, how they grew. So yeah, Jimmy's doing this carrot thing, right? So I'm going to try, as well as later on putting the carrots outside like you normally do in the ground, like any normal person would, trying to grow carrots in a few different ways to try and get an early crop. So I've had quite a bit of success of growing them in these recycle containers, and we'll go and have a look at carrots I've done in them already in a minute. But what I do with them is fill them up with some sifted compost and blah blah, all that good stuff. But then what I use is one of these plastic egg trays. Now I use these for chitting me potatoes on, and they last forever once you've got them. But the way I use them for planting carrots is, once I've got your compost in, I push them into the ground, 2 places, and all these little divots give me a good spacing for planting my carrots. All right, so that's one way I'm going to do it. And another way I'm going to try, now I wish I could remember where I saw this, because I'd give them the credit, is in these deep cell trays. And what he said to do, because they've already got holes in the bottom, is to cut these holes a lot bigger, basically to the bottom of the square. Then what you can do, start your carrots off in here, and when they're growing and all grown away fine, you just put this or sink it slightly into your ground outside, and that way your carrots have had a head start. You can just put this in the ground, they'll continue growing through the bigger holes in the bottom. Happy days. So that's 2 ways I'm going to try growing me carrots. I'm also going to try growing them just in some 4-inch piping. So there's going to be loads of different ways of having a go at growing carrots. And we've got a local garden show, so hopefully some of them, they'll be growing and growing well enough for show carrots, should we say. All right, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I thought what we do now is go and have a look and pull some of the carrots that I've got growing in a sand tray or a sand box with the cored out area where the carrots are growing. So let's go and have a look at that and see what we got. Exciting, isn't it? Right then, so these are the recycle tubs that I grew carrots in over the winter. These were early Nants, and they were put in on the 10th of August. One mistake I did make going forward is fill them up more. I didn't put enough soil in there, and it was just awkward to mess around with them as they grew. So next time I'll fill them right up almost to the brim. But they work really well. So obviously that one's empty. So let's pull some out and see what we got. they're not massive, and don't think I think it dried out a bit too much, to be honest. But yeah, perfectly usable carrots. And like I say, we've been pulling these for Sunday lunch and that all over the winter. But let's go on to the interesting bit. Let's go on to the ones I've put into the dustbin of sand. Let's go have a look at them in close up. Right then, so these are me carrots that I did experiment with in growing in sand. Now, what most people do is fill up their tub with sand and core out a tube down through with a bit of round guttering, downpipe or something like that. But I didn't have any of that at the time. So what I did is I put some of this pipe insulation tube in here and then filled sand around it. That's why there's only 5 spaces in here, because I couldn't hold more than 5 still and put the sand around. All right, so like I say, this was just an experiment. Then I filled up the holes with compost and then put the carrots in, the carrot seed, and then around it I put these 9cm pots that I cut in half. That way it holds the compost in there, and as the carrot grows and the carrots tend to push out of the compost a bit, I could then add more compost around the top of it. And it also made watering really easy. And like I say, this was just an experiment to see if I can grow some decent carrots for a show. I mean, this isn't a viable way of growing carrots, really. I mean, yes, I could have got more in here. There's only 5, but let's just see how well it worked. You push them down and pull them out. Ha! Look at that! Look at that for a cat. I hope that's in, you can see that well. Fantastic. I'm loving that. This, for anybody who bought the Else onions, these are the sample carrot seed that came with it from Foster's. They're called Burlicum, something like that. So yeah, that was the sample carrot seeds from Foster's, and these were planted on the 29th of September. Well, for growing show carrots, you can't argue with that. Look at that. Oh, I'm chuffed to bits with that. Let's just dig up a few more and see if it was just a fluke. No. Oh, this is just... there's a bit of rot on that one. Something's got in there. That's annoying. Like I say, normally you'd get more than 5 in a dustbin, but I just... Oh, that one's split. That's disappointing. What would cause that then? A real nasty split down through. Anybody give me advice on that? Help me avoid doing that, or that happening in the future? I'll be grateful. But they're all, let's put it that way, and hide the bad bits. They're all grown very similar. So I think for growing carrots for the garden show, we could be on to a winner. Like I say, I'm harvesting these now, and this week we'll be sowing more. We'll sow some early ones, and then we'll sow some outside. So there we go. We'll show all the shiny bits. No, not that way around. So that's the 5 carrots grown in the Sandbox, and it's worked really well. And yeah, I think moving forward, this is where I'm going to try and grow my carrots for show. Well, there we are. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Jimmy for putting on the carrot challenge, one of many. And I'll be sowing some for that soon. So thanks for taking the time to see what I'm up to. And cheers and go on.